Next news, breaking news.
They told you it was fake. They told you it was debunked. They told you to stop asking questions and move on. But here's the thing, Patriots, they never actually answered the questions. Did they? Now, Vice President J.D. Vance is reportedly opening an investigation into the very thing the establishment swore was nothing but a conspiracy theory. I'm talking about Pizzagate. Yeah, you're not even allowed to talk about it. The mainstream media is melting down now. The Daily Beast is calling it debunked while simultaneously panicking that it's being looked at again. So I have to ask you, if it was truly nothing, why does the mere mention of an investigation send the entire corporate press into a tailspin? See, I'm going to tell you why this matters to you and your family, because for years the American people have been told to trust the institutions, trust the media, trust the government, trust the powerful, right? Well, now the powerful are being held accountable. But the Epstein case shattered that illusion for millions of Americans. A man with connections to the most powerful people on the planet, presidents, princes, billionaires, somehow got sweetheart deals and died under mysterious circumstances in federal custody? We're supposed to believe there's nothing more to see? Now, the Trump administration has released 6 million pages of Epstein documents. Acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says there's not a single, they're not sitting on a single piece of paper. Congress has full access to unredacted files. This is about whether you can trust that justice applies to everyone or just to people like you and me, while the elites play by different rules. This is about whether your children live in a country where the powerful are held accountable or where certain crimes simply get buried because the wrong names are attached. The establishment is terrified right now, and that should really tell you everything. And speaking of the powerful protecting their interests, let me tell you about a strategic move that you need to know about. This is breaking news from the White House. Over $30 billion just announced to secure America's critical mineral supply chains, and here's the key part. A specific Alaskan project was named as a strategic asset for U.S. mineral independence. I've been to the Vizsla copper drilling site myself. I've seen it with my own eyes. What's happening right now is bigger than most people realize. President Trump just unveiled Project Vault, a $12 billion strategic minerals reserve designed to stockpile essential resources and keep America secure. See, it's about national security. It's about breaking free from foreign dependency, and Vizsla copper is positioned right at the center of this American mineral renaissance. You can find them trading in the United States under VCUFF and in Canada under VCU.V. So check the exclusive briefing. This is the kind of opportunity that comes when you pay attention to what the administration is actually doing. It's only for Next News viewers. You'll find a link below. Now back to the investigation that has the establishment losing their minds. You ready for this? Here's what the corporate media does not want you to focus on. See, Vice President Vance specifically mentioned the strange references to grape soda and pizza that appeared in communications. Coded language that raised red flags years ago and was immediately dismissed without serious investigation. Meanwhile, Elon Musk was posting about these connections back in 2023. The richest man in the world, the guy who bought Twitter and exposed government censorship operations, he's been talking about this for years. So then when they tell you only crazy people ask these questions, remember who else has been asking them. This from Keith R. Dietz on X. Benny Johnson says Vance is opening a Pizzagate investigation. They called it fake, so why does it keep coming back? That's the question. With Vance supposedly spearheading a fresh inquiry into Pizzagate, the leftist media scrambling to discredit conservatives, linking them to debunk conspiracies. Daily Beast, the vice president has simultaneously revived the debunked Pizzagate conspiracy theory and reignited scrutiny of the Epstein files. That's from the Daily Beast. Accusations from them missed the mark. Elon Musk passwords on Pizzagate still echo. Here's what he wrote. Who's old enough to remember Elon Musk and such words regarding Pizzagate? Because I do. And you can see the post that was made in 2023 from Earth. You can see the picture. Jack Ryan at a Paris sex club. Ryan drops out of Senate race. Obama takes his place, becomes senator, wins presidency. Alleged Obama drug-fueled gay orgy. Elon Musk. Dominoes effect. Right there. Elon Musk's connection is more than a whisper. His influence can tip the scales. And now here's the acting Attorney General Todd Blanche says every member of Congress has been offered 6 million pieces of unredacted Epstein files with no restrictions. We'll get to the remarks from Vance in a moment.
To go ahead and release more, do you not? And you have the authority to go to Congress, perhaps?
No, we have released everything. So listen, we reviewed 6 million pieces of paper. What we released was anything associated with the Epstein files. So there, we are not sitting on a single piece of paper. Nothing that should be released. If we find something else tomorrow, we'll release it. I don't anticipate we will. So the misguided assumption that there is more to be released is because we reviewed millions and millions of pages within the department, millions of which had nothing to do with Epstein. So it's not as if we looked at a document and said, you know, we're not going to release that. If we didn't release it, it's because it was not responsive to the law and therefore not part of the Epstein files. What we've done with Congress is we by law, we had to make certain redactions, by law, including of victims and of PI information. But we said to Congress, any congressman can come in and spend as much time as they want looking at everything unredacted. And if you think we should be doing something, Congressman or Congresswoman, let us know and we will do it. And so we have that. I don't know how this department or this president can be more transparent than saying, American people, here's every single document in our entire database. And if we had to redact it because of victim names, anybody can come look at it if you're a member of Congress. No restrictions, unredacted.
I want to squeeze in one more topic, and that is about fentanyl.
With the full Epstein files visible to Congress, the hunt for answers intensify. Vance steps into the fray, highlighting the odd mentions of pizza and grape soda. This question is amazing, this kid asks. Listen to this carefully.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice President, and coming to UGA and allowing us to express our freedom of speech. So thank you so much. The First Lady said Epstein was not acting alone and had to be held accountable. She said and called for a congressional hearing, but President Trump multiple times called the files a hoax. The acting Attorney General said Epstein shouldn't be a part of anything at the DOJ. If there are compromised government officials in those files, how can the public trust that this administration will hold anyone accountable when its own Justice Department is actively blocking the investigation? Given that, can you clearly articulate your stance on whether federal entities should have a formal investigation? Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, you said the Associate Attorney General or something. I haven't seen that quote, but here's my view on the Epstein matter. Number one, the guy was clearly a scumbag. Okay. Number two, he clearly had extraordinary connections, both with intelligence services, both inside the United States and outside the United States, and also with a lot of very wealthy and powerful people. Okay. Number three, I have been a firm advocate and will continue to be a firm advocate of where we have something. And you know, like, I'm probably more obsessed with this than most officials. Okay. Probably more obsessed with this than most people even in this room, is when you see somebody who says something in an email that suggests, you know, there's one email I read, and it's been a little while ago, but it was talking about, you know, one person sent an email to Jeffrey Epstein saying, oh, there were some really nice, like, pizzas and grape sodas or something like that. And I remember it sounded like the Pizzagate conspiracy theory, but here it was in like an email from a guy. And my reaction to that was, we should absolutely investigate that person. Okay. And, you know, you remind me, I'm going to follow up on that to see whether we've investigated that person, because we should. We absolutely should. When you see evidence of sexual assault, sexual misconduct, regardless of whether you're powerful or not, in fact, you should probably investigate it more if you're a powerful person, right? I don't want powerful people, you know, being involved in this disgusting behavior. But I have to defend the president on this, because when he said that it was a hoax, what he was talking about was this democratic idea that he's connected to Epstein. If you look at those emails, it's like, you know, they were in the same, you know, everybody in Palm Beach knew everybody, okay? Like, the president has said he knew Jeffrey Epstein and he was a scumbag. But what you see in those emails is that Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump, and Donald Trump hated Jeffrey Epstein. In fact, one of the emails is about Donald Trump narking on Jeffrey Epstein to the local sheriff, saying, this guy's a scumbag. You should go and pick him up. So when Donald Trump says, when the president says this is a hoax, He's not saying it's a hoax that Epstein was the scumbag. He's not saying that it's a hoax that Epstein was connected to powerful people. He's saying this democratic idea that somehow he was Epstein's best friend, that is a hoax. And if you look at the emails, it's obvious that Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald J. Trump. And by the way, one of the best signs for whether you're a good person or not, for whether you're a decent human being, is if the worst people in the world hate your guts. The fact that Jeffrey Epstein hates Donald J. Trump is a pretty good thing for Donald J. Trump.
So here's what this means and what it comes down to. The Trump administration is doing something unprecedented. They're actually pulling back the curtain. 6 million documents released, Congress given full access to unredacted Epstein files, and now an investigation into allegations that were dismissed without ever being properly examined. The Daily Beast calls it debunked. Debunked by whom? The same media that told you the Hunter Biden laptops was Russian disinformation? The same institution said that the border was secure? They didn't debunk anything, they just refused to look. And now that someone with actual power is willing to ask the hard questions, they're not arguing facts, they're screaming conspiracy theory and hoping you'll stop paying attention. It's not journalism, that's called damage control. So this is why we do what we do here at the Next News Network. While the corporate press runs cover for the powerful, we ask the questions they refuse to ask. We follow the stories they try to bury. So share this with everyone that you know and drop a comment and tell me, do you believe the establishment's been honest about these investigations? Yes or no? I want to hear from you. If you want to support independent journalism that actually holds the powerful accountable, check out the Next News merch shelf below this video. Every purchase helps us keep fighting for the truth. The walls are closing in on the people who thought they were untouchable. The Trump administration is delivering transparency. The transparency the establishment never wanted. And we're going to be here covering every single moment of it. I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power. I want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.